Today we're looking at a super cheap Casio dive watch. So we have the MDV-106. Casio loves these little tiny boxes, kind of like a Walmart pickup box. Not wasting cash on the packaging here. They put their manuals on the cheaper models, which is most of their models, stuffed inside these watch holders, little watch ring. There you go, Casio 3-hand, anti-reverse rotating bezel, date display, 200 meter water resistant. Odd that they say anti-reversing rotating bezel instead of dive bezel, but there's our watch. This guy is a quartz analog. Let's get it off the stand and get the stickers off. There we go. So this is a watch that I've recommended to a ton of people before, people that aren't really interested in watches but want something that looks nice, that they can get away with on the wrist, you know, in a button-up or on the weekend. It does come on this semi-dive extension-like ridged rubber strap. I hate this rubber strap. This is the same as the actually maybe even a little softer than the G-Shock straps, but it does not do the watch any justice. You know, if you look at just the watch head on this thing, it's a beautiful little watch. If you then look at it with the strap included, it looks cheap. I mean, the strap cheapens it substantially. So this is a 44 millimeter width watch with 22 mil lugs, and that's a pretty big watch. I think for non-watch people, that's become sort of a standard size or less egregious size than you know it would be for people who are actually into watches, and it doesn't really look massive. The bezel comes out right to the edge, doesn't really overhang, maybe a tiny bit. You know, the crown and the crown guards aren't excessively large. They do a good job. They don't block your ability to grip that crown, which is a screw down crown. And I mean, as it should be, a quartz watch is hacking. The action is good. It's smooth. So it's not an expensive watch, and so when we're looking at the date change, it shouldn't necessarily be instant. And in fact, you can see it's already started to turn there. It does click over. It takes about 10 minutes, so that's not terrible. Push it back in. Give it a little push down. Screw that crown back in. We will do a loom shot, but I believe all of the indices, including the pip and the hour hand and minute hand and the second hand, all have a decent amount of loom, which is great for something in this price range. It's not evenly distributed. They did a decent job on the hand set, so the hour and minute hand are pretty good. Even the second hand, that little tiny loom plot is moving around the dial there, but you can see it already. It's starting to degrade. The 9 o'clock marker is definitely not evenly spread on the luminescent material. The same with the 6 o'clock marker, and the 12 as well. You can see that it's not an even glow, and even as I'm speaking here, that it is fading quite quickly. So I mean, I don't know what you're gonna expect on a watch this cheap. I guess for its price point, it does glow pretty well, but definitely can't hold up to slightly more expensive competition. These, I've seen people saying that they're going for around $60, easily found for 40, 40, 45, somewhere in that price range. Does have like a slight sunburst to it. You can see it there as it catches the light. I really do like that little sunburst dial. Let's take a look at the bezel action here. So I believe this is a 120 click bezel. It doesn't offer too much resistance. It does have some play. Really just rotation play, not kind of a wobble about it. And for what you're paying, that's what you get. Yeah, there's that back play. That spring is not quite doing its job of keeping everything steady. But again, for around $40, it's not terribly thick either. You get a decent little engraved case back here, water resistant, 20 bar, which is 200 meters, and then the model number, stainless steel, Japan movement, cased in China. Bill Gates actually has been spotted wearing this watch, so for a man who could have anything on his wrist that he wants, he chooses to wear this. No AR coating to speak of. I mean, you can see all the reflections just in my office here. It's just full of it. Now, that in real life, I mean, under camera, those are obvious. In real life, it's nowhere near as bad. Everything is very legible. It's not painful to look at it. I'm not entirely sure how well the second hand lands on those markers. It looks like it's pretty good. I guess if we watched it long enough, we might catch it miss a marker. This kind of watch, I mean, when the battery dies, you can pop another battery in it for $8, or you can toss this and upgrade. By the time the battery dies on this, I'm sure there'll be something else on the market in this price range that you can pick up. A very uncluttered dial. Besides the word Casio and then the little marlin or swordfish, and then water resistant WR 200 meters. They don't clutter it up. The date window is framed, but is small. It is not the easiest to read little date window. I feel like they could have made that a little larger. If you pick one of these up, I would advise that you also buy yourself a new strap. I mean, it's just handling it feels not super nice. I mean, if you're using this for fishing, for surfing, whatever, as sports activities, and you just want to leave the strap on there and beat the hell out of it, I'm sure it will do the job. But it's not top quality. This is a screw down case back, so that's nice to see. I mean, that probably adds to the 200 meters of water resistance. So screw down crown, screw down case back, loomed everything. We'll throw that loom shot in, and $40. I don't know how you complain about this. I think it's a great option for a gift for someone who doesn't wear a watch, so you want to give them a watch. I think it's a great option for younger people who don't have a lot of cash to spend. I like it a lot. Ticking second hands bother me, but it's pretty silent. I mean, you can hear it's not picking up anything on the microphone. Lugs are brushed, high polished sides. Let's get that in focus. High polished sides, brushed lugs. High polish underneath, brushed case back, high polish edges. Unsigned crown, not a big deal. It's Casio. If you are thinking about picking it up, do it. What harm could it? If you don't like it, you give it away, you throw it in a drawer. It's no big deal. This comes in a number of colors. They have a blue model, which is being featured pretty frequently. Actually, Strapcode, I think, has done a couple of advertisements with this watch in different colors. They make a gold bezel, gold indices model. This one is the all stainless steel model. When you're looking at a cheap watch, I mean, I would stay away from the gold. It's going to wear off pretty quickly. It looks like, you know, fake gold, that wrapped kind of blingy gold, so you're not fooling anybody. I would say go stainless steel all the way if you want. The blue is great. You see that sunburst much more in the blue model than you do in the black. It is an aluminum insert. I'm sure somewhere out there you can find people who are doing bezel insert replacements for this. This watch isn't new. It's been out for a while, so some modder out there has done it and given it some nice coin edge bezel or a ceramic insert. I think that red secondhand, that red tipped secondhand really adds that little bit of splash of color, makes a big difference in it. If it didn't have that, I think this would be a much more boring watch, but that little bit of red really goes a long way in making this look like a really nice watch. Let's do a wrist shot. So, 44 mil. I mean, you know, this is what you would expect. She's big. It's not a sleeper. It's not hiding. And with the strap, it even steps out a little bit outside of that 22 mil lug. I wish they didn't do that. I don't think it's necessary. You can definitely do yourself better with the strap. So I will throw up some stats here. Thanks for watching, everyone.